So today we have to reload my car started again, but this time it's not the fuel pump. This time I have a no crank, no start, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be your starter. Right? It's going to be your starter. So today will be replacing a starter live in downtown Nashville. EloHEMI, your Elohim. Stay tuned. So a lot of videos, spotty videos on how to do this. Some people are showing you all-wheel drive vehicles. Mine is all-wheel drive. It's a 2017 Dodge Durango 3.6 liter all-wheel drive GT. So that means there's a CV axle and there's two diffs for the CV axle to fit into. So all that's underneath the side where the starter is. What I'm going to try to do is do what I do, which is take y'all step by step, so you can really get a feel for what you're doing. I'm going to put the brother's page right here, who I'm going to use his method. There are different ideologies. One is disconnect the steering shaft. I've looked at it. I don't think I can do that one. One is remove the exhaust. Not going to do that one. But I like this brother, who you remove the compressor, put the compressor to the side. That pretty much gives you a free shot to the engine mount. Take the engine mount out your way, then you can get to your starter, go underneath through the back, remove the 2 bell housing bolts ultimately, which may just involve removing the heat shield. Mine has a hole burnt in it, by the way. Spoiler alert, in the heat shield. And then you can remove the starter. I have the tools to do that, so I think that's the method we're going to take. All in all, probably about 2 hours here. I've already taken off the bottom splash shield. I removed everything off the top. Remove your air intake box. I cleaned off the compressor, all the dirt and grime and all that stuff, so I can see clearly. And I'm just going to try to take you all step by step so you can really get a look at a 2017 Dodge Durango GT all-wheel drive 3.6 liter starter replacement. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. First, we're going to just remove this box, the air box container. Mine is attached right here. I did a little bootleg. Let me see if I can pull that out. Oh, at first it didn't want to stay. Now it wants to stay. Let's see. Now you want to stay. Get this out of my way. What I'm trying to do is separate you. Got another one. Let's see if I can get this off. There we go. Alright, now we can move this air intake box out of the way. Now it opens up all this space over here. Let me put you all on this side so you can see. so y'all can see down in there. So now we got this space here cleared out. We need to remove the compressor. So we gotta take the belt loose. We're gonna take this belt loose now. Use our belt tool. I have a specialty tool to release the belt. If you don't know where that is, right here. This is how you release your belt. Just put this little square in the square. Oh, I forgot this one kind of has things in the way actually. These wires are in the way. So it might not work on this one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going from underneath like this. Just pull it. I'll release that belt for you. See that? Belt is released. Take it off with this compressor. And my belt is dirty. It's a good time to check your belt, make sure there's no cracks. Any of that stuff. Not hard to remember the pattern of this belt, by the way. It's a very simple pattern, so they got the diagrams online anyway. But this is really easy to remember. You see it. You see. And yeah, we can just inspect this. Make sure there's no cracks in your belt. Good time to do that. I've got a crack here, so we need to replace this belt. If y'all can see that crack right there. So it's time for a new belt. About 150,000 miles on this belt. We'll replace that, but yeah, it's got a few little cracks in it. It's not the worst, but we will replace it. Belt's off. Yes, we've already disconnected the negative battery cable, by the way. Do not forget to disconnect the negative battery cable. Now we can work with our compressor. Let's see here. Now we can work with the compressor here. Let me take off my jewelry. So I'm gonna disconnect this evap canister. See the green tabs. Get that over there. Dang, like it don't want to come on. Helps the joker there don't want to come on. There we go. Alright. Take this off of here. Clip. Just to give us flexibility, because we're about to be moving stuff, so I'm just moving these clips off so that nothing's rigid. One clip's back there. I don't think that'll be a problem though. See all that flexibility we gain. So this stuff can move. This is kind of rigid here. Maybe okay. There's a bracket. If need be, we can release this bracket, and then this will move. And that bracket there, and now this becomes flexible. I don't know if that's going to be necessary. We got to get this off. We'll disconnect this sensor. Pull the red tab. Pull the red tab here. Upside down. There we go. Pull that red tab. Press down, shaking together. So we're not going to detach these two. We're not going to depressurize the compressor, the AC HVAC system. That's free. Now that should be out of our way enough, as you can see. So we're going to just fold this over this way, basically. That's all we're going to do. Just fold this way. So I'm just trying to see which parts can move. And then this right here is also flexible to move. That's why I'm not sure I want to disconnect this just yet. But it could be necessary. Could be necessary. I don't know. This movement, this freedom movement here, not sure how much freedom that will give us. Give us a little bit of freedom. Try this. But this looks like it's going to flex pretty much.
348
this may be in our way.
123 beats per minute.
So I'm going to take this clip off. This clip may be in our way right here. I'm going to remove this clip. This lock. Remember, this is just a lock. So you got to remove this red lock first. Get it out your way. And then you can press down on this white tab and take this off. See if I can set you. Right there. Press down and then press the white and then pull up. See if we can get this thing to go. It's quick fitting. Press down, press the white, pull up. Kind of got a sucky angle here.
Almost there. You can do it.
Get to let go. Yeah. Not really spreading as far as I want it to here, but you get the idea. Get this to let go. Alright, give me a second, get this to let go. Yo, alright. Cut it out. That's all to do. Press the white tab, pull that thing out. Now, just want to give as much give as possible here. Let's see. So now that's not held down anymore. Wraps around there to right here. Don't think I'm going to worry about taking that off right now. I just want to give it a little bit of space so I can move it out the way. Alright, now we should be able to have a clean shot at our compressor. I think it'll just, like I said, I think it's going to come right through here. This will give us some wiggle room, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bracket nut here. Let's see, anything else? The only thing else, like I said, could be this bracket here. Let's get, this is a 10, I believe. Now that should give us just a little bit more wiggle room. And like I said, that one may be necessary. This is attached to that. This in here just so we don't lose it. There we go. Now we know where that goes. Like I said, this is attached directly to the compressor, so I really don't. That's flexibility wise. We may need it to be flexible though, because we're gonna need this to kind of lean over. So yeah, let's remove that one too, because we're gonna need that to lean over. Oh, it's a nut. My bad. I thought that was a. As you can see, it's very rigid. It's attached all that back there. So it's very rigid, but very, very rigid. Yeah, these two, pull these two in. They're holding that together. Yeah, we don't want to detach that. But that will give us a little wiggle room. You find that nut real quick, Yo, okay, now to remove the compressor up top, we got two. I'm not sure if these are 14s or 15s. I'll let you know when we get to it. But these are just two hex heads. Down low, I'll show you this. Down low, you have a different story. Those are two star. See that? Maybe you can't see that. Let me see, get my light on it for you real quick. See if I can get the light on it for you. Okay. I'm trying to hold it, and the light is not working that way. Alright, got my battery cut out on it. Alright, there we go. So, we need the star. A star socket to remove those. So let's see if we can grab that for you. Vamos. Yo, so the best way to get to this, and this is a 13 deep socket. Those are stars, but those are star studs. So it's a nut on top of the studs, all right? But I'm just showing you the angle I'm reaching in here. All right, here's the front. Just gonna reach up, and I'm just gonna reach back like that. And then half inch will give you enough room, give you enough weight to make it where it's not too hard on you. Oh. See, I did that with one hand, but I couldn't do that if I used the 3/4. So use your half inch, and that's how we loosen up that nut. Let's see how loose that nut is. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I'm just laying on my side. Yo, sorry. Camera keeps doing this weird overflow thing, but you saw what I was doing. This also, I want to point out that bracket there. That bracket is holding the going to the water pump coolant. See, it makes that U, travels down the side. You gotta take that. It's a 13 as well. A 13mm nut, because that's being held to the compressor as well. Let me show you that. Yo, see? So that bracket's being held to the compressor. I already took the nuts off, the 13s, but as you can see, that's what I just showed you from up top. That's being held. So you want to loosen that so it won't hold it down when we take it off. So you can do it from above, I believe, or we can do it from down below. Yeah, you can just do it from above as well. Just reach in there, and I'm just struggling because I got my camera in my hand. Yo, I have external star socket and bit set. This is an E7, and this E7 is what you need to get the studs out. Okay, you need the E7 to get the studs out. Uh-oh, let's see, I see where my leak has been coming from. Right here. Not a lot of torque on it, so just get it started. Same thing with the one back there. You just take your electric ratchet tool and you can ratchet it right off of there. Let me grab my ratchet tool here. Just to see, get a test drive. Gotta have an adapter, how small it is. Alrighty. And see if we can get this to work. So there you go. So just E7, and you can get those studs out of there, so you can take this thing out. Let's see. Yeah, that's how you get that out. E7, so you can move the studs. Star tool. VAME. Yo, back at the top of the mountain. 13 to get these top ones off. This is just a 3/4 wrench, not a lot of torque on them, but your 3/4 can't get here, so you're gonna need you're gonna need some flex heads, which I happen to have here. Ratchet style. It's time to get ratchet, and that should handle your business there. If not, you can use a regular wrench as well. Just won't be as easy, but that's how you can get to that. So now nothing's holding it at the bottom, so once we release these, we got to be ready to catch it and move it out the way. Let me see if I can position my camera where y'all can see. Yo, alright, this is the best angle I can pretty much give you here. I'm gonna go from here to set it over here. Let me ratchet that far one first. You want to hold it. Remember, you're going to have to hold it, because when it comes loose, nothing's going to be holding it up. Take a minute to ratchet this. Fun putting that back on there for sure. It's always fun lining these up, isn't it? Now it doesn't come all the way out because it's hitting the hose right here. So that one does not come all the way out, FYI. Alright, switch to my ratchet. Matter of fact, let me grab my electric ratchet. Because it makes it easier to get out the way. See it coming loose. Alright, now that's up against the brake line. Switch my ratchet. Going back in to get it off the brake line. Ratchet on the brake line. Well, in that case, I'm going to use my wrench because that brake line is in the way. Wind, y'all. Trying to make it tall so y'all can see, but that wind is not playing nice. Trying to see if there's somewhere else I can stick this. Wind is really picked up out of nowhere. Cannot do both. Can't hold y'all steady and do this. Like, comment, subscribe for that catch alone. If y'all could have saw how I caught that whole stand just now, my camera would have been busted. There. All right, we are out. That bolt. Let's see how far we can move this thing. And now it's giving us much up here. Alright, we'll rest there. It's not giving us much, y'all. It's not giving us much. There's just not much play here between that side and this side. It's just resting on the bracket. But this is not coming out. Yo, so the dilemma is trying to squeeze this past this, but I think you just gotta, it's actually hitting this, the sensor connector. So we're just gonna pull these two out, and I think I can actually squeeze this by this. So we grab a popper tool here. We're gonna pop these two out. Pop these two out. That does not want to come out of there. Damn. That's way too much effort for that. Alright. Now, we should be able to wiggle this by. Let me see if I can get you on my tripod here. Should be able to wiggle this by. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see if we can wiggle this by now. There we go. Alright. We did it. It's just hitting that brake line, but it will flex. Yes. It will flex and lay on top of the ABS. It will flex and lay on top of the ABS. And clean that off too. Alright. So it will flex and lay on top of the ABS. This is what I was saying. Just move that out the way of that brake line. This is the ABS system here. Don't want to damage this. These are your brake lines. But yeah, it'll just lay right there. That's why you move that box out the way. That's why you got that box out the way. Alrighty. Spray some brake clean on that. You always want to try to get your messes up. Keep this stuff clean so you can tell when something goes wrong. Give it a spray. Trying to save some in case my starter area isn't clean. Gonna do that. Try to save a little bit of it. Let's see if I can wipe some. I want to make sure I got a little bit for my starter. That's my last can. So, and then we'll do more when we get the starter replaced, so that we just want to try to clean that up so you can see when something's going wrong. Always work clean. My dad taught me that. Love your dad. Always work clean. I would erase my homework, and he would come behind me, hit the eraser, and clean it up more, and be like, always work clean, son. I'm thinking it is clean. He's like, no, it ain't clean. Alright, we'll like I said, we'll get to all that. Okay. We are in. So yeah, now we can definitely get to that engine mount better. I can definitely see how disconnecting this will be more helpful. Yeah, there's a bolt on that side that you can disconnect this steering knuckle, but I don't think I know we won't have to, but I'm just a fan of easy. So first, let's get this heat shield off. Then we'll start working on getting that bracket, the engine mount bolts loose, and then we'll raise it up so we can get to that bracket. We'll be on our way. Pretty sure those are 10s. What I got. There's my ratchet. Pretty sure those are 10s. See if my ratchet will reach. Yep. 10s. Trying to get y'all a shot. There we go. There we go. Lost my shot though. There we go. Alright. Not worried about dropping them because we're underneath already. Oh, this one's gonna need a short. This one's gonna need a shorter one. Let's get this one. Hold up. Man, I can't get a angle on this bad boy. Shield is free. There's our heat shield. Do with that as you like. Let me grab these. Oh, there's the 10s on down there. You see them? Let me grab those. but they're not in our way. Alrighty. Those with the heat shield. Alright, next step is going to be to loosen up there's 3 bolts. I should have brought my laser pointer. Dang, I wish I brought my laser pointer. I'll remember next time. That would have been great for this video. But 3 bolts there on there. One. There's one on top of it. Two. This one on top of it. Here. Here. There's one like that on the other side. Which is going to be the hardest to get to. At least from this angle. Let me reach my hand over here. No, we got clearance. There's clearance back here. So I can get to that one with an extension. All these 3 will be easy. This one. And then when I raise the engine, I'm trying to see if I can feel this 4 or not. I don't know if this one's a bracket bolt or not. Back there I'm feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling one. I know it's one here. That's the starter I'm feeling. And then this is, it might just be 2 bolts on this. I don't know, it might be just 2 bolts on that engine mount bracket. I don't know. Technically 3 if you combine that top one there. But I don't know. Might just be 3 bolts there. Starter is right behind that. So I mean, if you look at it, this is not really that tough, to be all honest with you. A lot of people just bitching and moaning, but it's not really all that tough. It might just be I'm more of a vet at it now, I don't know. But it's not really all that tough. Compared to where they were on the 5761s, yeah, this is tough. If I was doing my SRT8, I'd be done by now. So in comparison to that, yeah. But not having to connect the AC, not having to move the exhaust, none of that stuff. This is a pretty simple route. Let's see. That is those look like 15s. I'm probably gonna need a deep socket. Let's take a look at 15 first. Let's see what we're gonna need here. Grabbing a 15. I'm gonna start with that top bolt. This is right there in the way, man. If this bad boy here, this coolant line was out the way, we'd really be in business. Yeah, so 15. Probably gonna be a deep socket up top though, I wager. And yeah, it's a 15 on the side of the mount bolts, engine mount bolts. So let's get a deep socket 15. It's on the ground over here somewhere. 15. Probably want to get my flex. I got a flex head in there. Let's see if this works first, just to shits and giggles. Let's see how torqued this is. Let's see how torqued this is. Just a second. It's kind of a tight space. Need 2 hands, y'all. Car fly, give me just a moment. Need 2 hands. Show you what I'm doing. Alright. Voila. Yo, good news. With the 3/4 deep socket, I got it going, just pushed it. As you can see, there's not a lot of space to turn radius. If I used a bigger one, we wouldn't be able to get in there. So, yeah, you can't, unless your ratchet ain't gonna work either. Let's take a look at how we can do it by hand. See if we can do it by hand now. Yeah. So it's not too tight on the torque. Hand, you don't have to, I wouldn't use a torque wrench to torque these down. Just tighten them as tight as you can. I wouldn't worry about a torque wrench. All right. Get that out of our way. Now, we don't have to use our deep socket anymore. Now we can use our shallow, regular socket. One hand. Gotta release mine. So. But we've got the regular socket already down in there. As you can see, waiting on us. Alright. Pull. There we go. Again, this is just going to sit in place at the moment, and it's still being held in place by the stud there. Like that's I wonder if now I'm going to leave this one, and I'm going to see if I can reach this other side here. How are we going to reach it? Yeah, I think a deep socket is going to do the trick, y'all. Voila. Yo, I want to show y'all what I did. I switched to a 1/2 inch just for leverage. The 3/4 didn't have enough leverage. But as you can see here, see, we can reach right over the top of it there, deep socket, and that'll give you enough leverage to wedge that loose. And we're using a 15. So now all three of those are ready to come off. They're all broken loose. So all we gotta do now is get that bracket off. Unscrew the bracket, and they say support the engine. So we're gonna support the engine. That's what we'll do next. We'll support the engine with the oil pan, a piece of wood, and we'll go ahead to lift it up some, and we should be good to go. Let's grab that real quick. VAME. Yo, so just FYI update, I went ahead and took out the 2 bolts. So all 3 bolts are removed off of the engine mount itself. Now we're going to go ahead and jack up the engine so we can remove these bracket bolts here. Alright, VAME. Oh, there they are. Looks like there was blue Loctite from the factory. I do not have my blue Loctite with me, so I won't be putting any blue Loctite when I go back, but it doesn't hurt to use some Loctite. VAME. Yo, so I've added jack stands. Got that part out. Added jack stands. That's the area we're going to need right beside the jack stand. And now we got our block of wood, and we're going to push it up against that oil pan to hold the engine up. Alright. Yeah. So, there we go. Let's get this jacked up. Closer to our target first. Alright. just want something to. Now that looks like it's a bit. No, it's actually on center. It's leaning back a bit. Let me see here. Looks like it's pushing backward just a bit. That could be because I haven't released it yet. But should I bring it forward a bit? Now it's directly against it. Okay, hasn't fully wedged itself just yet. Yeah, hasn't fully wedged itself just yet, which is fine. I think I need to come forward just a bit. Let's see if that helps. A little bit more. That's too far forward. There we go. Well, it's like it wants to. You see how that space is forward just a bit? It's kind of weird. I don't know. Kind of weird how it's doing that. Oh my god, this checkers ain't getting us me. Alright, let's see if I can move this at all. No. Alright, I'm gonna leave that right there for now. Yeah, it's sitting at a slant, but now we got jack stands and we got it hoisted. About to meet me back up top. Let me make sure this is secure. Yo, so I want to point out one thing. I made an adjustment. Make sure you orient your jack to the driver's side, to the right of the oil pan, because you want to be right side biased, because don't forget that side engine mount is still bolted down. So if you lift evenly, you're not going to get the full lift. So you want to come over this way to the side of your oil pan as much as you can, so you're pushing the engine sideways. That makes sense on the side that's letting go. As you can see, I may even do a little bit more, to be honest with you. Let's see, how did I do? I forgot. Oh yeah, I am. I'm pretty much all the way over. But I could come over a little bit more. But see, I just moved the wood. Barely clear the diff there. But you want to come over here to the right. See how much space I got left over there? So you can jack this side of the engine up. The side that's loose. And let me show you this. Oh. So you can see as you jack it, it'll start to come off of this stud. Right? So every time you jack it, slowly, it gets a little higher off that stud. But at first, we want to disconnect these now. So I'm going to disconnect these, what appear to be 15s. It's 13. No, it's the 15. Yeah, that's 13. That's wrong. But 15s. Let's see here. That is a 15 there. Trying to get a measurement, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be a 15 as well. Now I found something. We got 1, 2. Let's see if I can show y'all. I don't know if I can show y'all this properly. I'll try. Let's see here. Let's use my tried and true method. Camera beside light. See that? You got to figure out what we're going to do with that. That's your starter there. Got to figure out what we're going to do. That right there, I think, is the last stud. It's got something from the starter on top of it. I think it's just a piece of plastic there. Sorry, man. This right here. I think it's just a piece of plastic, but that'll be the three things we have to remove to get this bracket off. Alright, now if we do have to move the exhaust, FYI, that's not a big deal. It's just 4 tins. That's the exhaust. Losing my flashlight. That's the exhaust, right? The cat. See that? It's just 4 of those tins. That's all it is. So it's not a big deal if we did have to move the exhaust to get to something. Just undo those tins, pull it out the way, and then put it back. But I don't think we'll have to do that. So let me figure out what that little piece of plastic is, and I'll let y'all know. Yo, so just showing you what I'm using. Using a 1/2" ratchet. It gives you the leverage. You could use a 3/4, it's gonna be harder on you. It is jacked up, so I'm leaning over the car now. I could probably put a motorized ratchet in here. And let's get this top one here, just to break it loose. Again, the 1/2", and us loosening up the that AC line, that coolant line earlier, definitely made a big difference. So I want to show y'all those two. That's loose. Alright, moving on to that third one. Yo, just want to quickly show you my ratchet technique. See, I got a small extension, regular socket 15. So that's to make that quick work for you. Bottom one, I just used the regular 15 without extension. Yo, the top one is short, bottom one is long. So that bottom one is long. This top one I just took out, showed you, is short. FYI. Well, let's see what length that last one is. Yo, so I just took my little popper tool here, and that's all that the third one is hiding behind. See how I popped that plastic off? Yeah, it's just that last stud is hiding behind that one. Trying to reach it. But I popped that off with my popper tool. And now it's just something holding the wire from the starter. So now we can reach that last 15, obviously a deep socket. Vomit. Yo, just so you can see my setup for that deep socket 15 there. Alright, just pulled that back. But let's use the adapter. Now I'm gonna use my ratchet, about the same size there. And see that 15 on here? Yeah. Use my ratchet and take that on off of there and see if our setup holds. Let's see what happens. See if our jack and wood holds. Trying to get it past that plastic. Oh, it's not a deep socket, I'm tripping. Hold on, we need a deep socket, don't we? We need a deep socket. Grab the deep socket off of here. This is what we need. We need a deep socket. Move that doggone plastic out of the way. free. I'm walking here, I'm walking. Okay, I guess he's advertising. Damn, I'm going flat. So that's the last one. So all three of these are different. That stud is what holds that. So you can't mix them up. But all three of those are different. Okay. We are now free. Shouldn't be anything holding us. All that should be holding that in place is this engine mount here. As you can see, it's got movement and play in it because this is lifted. So lifting that off should do it. How much space I got? As you can see, engine is jacked up. So yeah, just got to get it high enough to clear that, which is pretty high. Did I miss? I'm thinking I might have missed the bolt, y'all. Uh-oh. Sorry. I think I might have missed the bolt because it didn't really slide when I released that. Let me check this other side. I might have missed the bolt. I think I did. Let me examine it just before I move forward, make sure I didn't miss a bolt, okay? Fly, yo. So I knew it was something fishy because this bracket wasn't budging. If all of the bolts are loose, then it should at least be rattling around. Because I can't really lift this engine much higher. See, we're at clearance. I can, you know, shove it into that just a little bit more, but we're angled back as far as we need to be angled back. But look what I found for me. See, as you can see how much this is all but ready to. You got to come out of that, wiggle out of there. This is hydraulic, but yeah, it's just not gonna. That needs to. The bracket needs to move. Let me show you what I found. Oh, come here. Let me show you what I found. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I gotta sit up. Try to sit up and show you all this. We missed a bolt. Can y'all see that? I can't see. What do y'all see? There it is. Right there. We missed the bolt. Remember what I always tell y'all, it should be easy. You're doing, if it's not easy, you're probably doing something wrong. So that's our last bolt, and then this bracket's gonna move freely. It was just at this angle, so my hand couldn't see it when I was filling underneath. I couldn't see it, but that's a part of that bracket, and that's what's gonna make that come out. So 15, you know, reaching it, just I'm just gonna take the wrench here and get it. So, but it's 4 bolts. 4 bolts, not 3. Technically 5 with the top one. Let's get it. Bye. Yo, real quick, I want to show y'all the angle I'm using to get to that last one. I'm going in feet first through the front here. That's the reason I'm doing that, because if you have a lift, obviously you can just stand up and do this, but without a lift, coming from this angle to the angle you're going to need. See, I'm using my flex head ratchet. So I just want to show y'all the angle that I'm using. The engine mount itself kind of blocks you. You can use your ratchet some. This will start to be able to, you know, it moves around a lot, but I'm finding it easier to just use this ratchet socket here to get this going, to work it out. No, you can't really see, but I'm just give you what I can give you here. Sorry. I know that's hard to see, y'all. But y'all saw how I had it. You got the angle now, you understand. Alright. So as you loosen that bolt up, it's gonna come out. So you get the moment this mount moves is all. Let's see. Okay, y'all can somewhat see. See if I can go by hand here. You can go by hand. Yeah, you can go by hand at this point. Again, a little tougher, easier. Get the ratchet, but it takes a little more time. All right, there we go. And yeah, you saw the bracket, another shorty, and you can see the bracket fall, and now it'll come off of that engine mount. Alright, now we're in business. Let's see, that's what it's supposed to do. So I can move it up, take it off. I'm going to putting it back will be the, we'll put, let me go up top real quick. Let me go up top. That's good. All that's left is you got to get those under these tins. Trying to see if I see some signs of any damage. Maybe there. Get those tins off, and then we'll go to the back side and under the bell housing 15s. And this thing should be ready to come off. Let's see how we're gonna get to those. But yeah, plenty of space going this way. Plenty of space. Focus. Plenty of space going this way. Just make sure y'all understand how we're working here. Plenty of space. Alright, we gotta get to those tins, which I can probably do with an extension from up top here as well. Guess I want to leave it lifted, I think. But we'll be either way. We're okay because we got it supported. So if we want to let it down, we can do that too. Let me figure out what extension or what angle I want to take, and we'll be right back. Love it. Yo, so update here. Be advised how you got to get these three pieces. These two bolts and this
sensor off. There's a little red clip that I just popped off. What I used was this. I'll show you the angle I used. So I just used this clip here. Oh, that's type of clip pick I used. And I just picked it. It's like you have to just I don't see that. Getting late, my light. I need my flashlight for y'all. Like that. It's blocking it. Hold up, y'all. Can't see what I'm doing. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Let's try here. Okay, yeah. So I just took my pick and I just pried it up, but it popped out. So it's like a clip that secures this, stops this from coming off. It'll work without it, but it popped it off. I don't know where it went. I have to search for it as I go here. But as you can see, it's basically like a single connector there, and you can see that one, the rubber is got a little bit yeah, it just popped out. It wasn't like a normal clip that you push forward. You know, I can adjust that. You gotta be careful with that insulation too, because it'll tear on you because it gets old. But I should be able to take my pick and just kind of press that back horizontal. But let me show you the other two bolts. Top one is a 13, bottom one is a 12. Top one is a 13, bottom one is a 12. I have a long extension here. This is my, which one is this? 18-inch extension. Just for example, take the 12, which is the bottom one, and I'm just going to reach it like this. Deep socket. See that? Just showing you how I'm doing that. And I got plenty of space to take it off. So once we remove those two, 12 on the bottom, 13 on the top, pop that clip, then we'll be ready to take out the two bell housing bolts and pop that starter out of there. Alright, so let me just grab a tool to break that loose off the ground. Let's see here. Shouldn't be much pressure to it. We lock this in. Alright. Not much pressure at all. But once you do that, then you can take the ratchet and finish the job there. Let's switch to the 13 for the top one. Alright, 13 is on there. Get the top with the little white thing that's attached. Forgive me, I'm not sure which one, the technical term. Alright, so I'll just pop both of those free. One hand, you saw it's pretty easy, no torque to that, hand tight. The ratchet will take those off. Let's put the ratchet on it. Alright, let's put the electric ratchet on it. And we're just getting those two bolts holding the electronics on the red wire for power and the negative and the sensor. top one there. Out the way. Let's see if I can reach it. I can't reach it over this. For a second. Let's see if I can get to it. Yeah, just reach in there. There's the nut from the top. Let's put everything in sequence up here. So it'll go back in the same order. And then we gotta switch our ratchet out again with the 12 for the bottom. Alright. 12 is on. Holds the power. Alright. That's off of there. So I want to overdo it. So I can record it for y'all. Almost lost that nut being silly. I'm not gonna reach for that. I'm gonna take my magnet. I'm not gonna reach for that and lose it. I'm gonna take my magnet here, extendo, extends for men, and make it simple, like so. Like I said, that red clip is in there somewhere. I don't know where. Tell there's a difference. Short one, tall one. Short one's for the red power cord. That's for the negative ground, I suppose. And there we go. That stuff is all freed up and ready to come off. Stick my hand in here and see what we got. Yeah. Let me see if I can reach something. Yeah, those two just popped right off. See if I can get that white one. My watch is in the way. My watch is in the way. Let's see. On that top one, I don't know if something's holding it on. I feel like something's holding it back to me. I don't know if something's holding it back. Let me go underneath. Take a look. La la. Yo, my camera died, so I'm on my fold now. But there's one more bolt. Okay, one more bolt back there that's holding that white negative in place. Now, wager that's a 15, but we just got to get to that, and then we can take. It'll be able to come off. Cause that we won't be able to take the starter out if you don't remove that. Right? It'll be hanging in there. So let's let me figure out how to get to that. Oh man, I'm literally doing a crunch. Whew. I think I've been doing my calisthenics, but yeah, we gotta get to that one. VAME. Yo. So, update. It's not just one, and you can see what I've got going. That's a 3/4. It's a two 13s. Another 13 above that one, right there. So you got that one's holding the negative and one's. And that was holding like the cord that goes to that, actually my bad, I don't think that has to come out. I was loosening that one, but that one may not have to come out. I don't think that one has to come out. That top bolt there. I don't know. No, I don't think it does. It's actually my bad. So it's just that back one that's holding that white cord. So that's the angle I'm using. Bumming. Yo, this is the 13 that came out, and now that that is out, we can freely move this white cord here. As you can see, now we are ready to pop out the starter. So I think that one remains. If I'm not, oh, let me get up here with you. Oh, I can see too. Yeah, I don't think that comes with it. Yeah, that's just holding up the, making sure that that cord, the negative, stays at that angle. I mean that the sensor starter that runs to the, you know, solenoid or fuse box, whatever. Just make sure that stays out the way. So I'm gonna tighten that back up a little bit, and we'll go ahead and move around, get our extensions, and get the starter popped out to the bell housing. Yo, so I just want to show you how to get to these back two bell housing bolts. Swivel. 18. That's my 18. Which one is this, y'all? 25. 18. My 18. 3/4 extension adapter on a 1/2 inch. You could use a breaker bar, probably make it easier, and then you'll need a swivel. See that swivel at the top up there? And you need a swivel. These are two 15s. Takes a little strength, and you lose a little strength when you use an extension, and you know, when you use a flex as well. But pull at them however you need to pull at it, and it'll eventually break. PB blaster. Little trick I like to use is I take my impact gun. Put it on there just to shake it up. I don't have my PB blaster with me, I forgot it. But just to kind of shake if there's some rust or anything, it'll shake that loose. That's a little trick I use, and then I go back at it, and normally it'll break. So, little trick I use: 18-inch extension, 3/4 18 extension, flex, 15 regular socket, adapter, 1/2. I wouldn't go less than a 1/2 inch though, because it does, like I said, it takes some torque. Breaker bar, but you'd probably be easier to take a breaker bar and do it that way. But yeah, you can get to them. It's not that big of a deal. You do not have to move the heat shield. I told you my heat shield, as promised, has a hole in it. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, I guess it's over time. I guess that heat burned through the heat shield. But I don't know. But now we are going to undo these bolts, and there's a place for your hand here. See that? I can reach my hand through here, and so you can kind of locate yourself. Oh, can y'all see my hand? See my hand coming through there? It's blocking the light, isn't it? That's what's going on. Light's getting blocked. But you can, yeah, put your hand through there and locate yourself. So we gotta take these out, and at this point you can see it's my hand. I can do that by hand, but I'm going to take I'm going to take my electric ratchet at this point to save us some time, and we should be able to ratchet these bad boys out of here. Couple on my back. Oh no! Hold on, y'all. I know. I know. Hold on. Okay. Ratchet. Maybe get it located on here. There we go. Try to leave it up so y'all can see, but there you go. Got my electric ratchet hooked up. Oh, get to the switch. There we go. Go again, take my hand through the little secret pathway right here, move that bolt, the bell housing, that's one, just leave that under here. I'll be back. And then we got to get that one, put you here while I locate myself. Oh. Ay. Have my hand on the button. There we go. All right. Okay. And
Total 5 hours 30 minutes.
there we go.
2,289.
Our starter is ready to come out now. Alrighty, let's go to the top. Uh-oh. My bad, I was hoping y'all saw this. Let's go to the top and see if we can pull it right out. VAME. Yo, we are at the top, and let's see how easy it is to, I'm reaching. I'm gonna reach in here and see if I can grab it. Might should grab my stool here. Yeah, let me grab my stepping stool, so that I got a little leverage. Alright, here we go, that's better. Let's see if I can just pull them out of here. Yep. There you go. There you go. So you saw what I did. That's how I'm going to reverse that process, and you're done. But I think that's enough. I need to test this starter for you to, you know, do what you need to do. There's no use going with me on the way back. As always, you just reverse the process. That's what I was talking about. Now I'm just looking to see if there's anything weird looking. What I could do is take my auxiliary battery out and do a quick test on this bad boy to see if it still turns on. One second, we'll close out. La la. Yo, but yeah, I'm gonna test this. Oh, they take you on?
Yeah.
Hold on, la la.
Kafla. My wife came to check on me. I forgot to text her back because I have Pearl, but her work friends were so nice to bring her home. Now, I was just finishing up. Starter is out. I'm gonna see if I can do something to test this. I'm probably gonna take my auxiliary battery and maybe use it as a power source to see if I can see if it still works. And if it still works, then we have a different issue. But like I said, I tested everything, solenoids, fuses. I got ground, I got power. The amps aren't blown in the fuse box over there where your amps are. If you haven't seen the videos on this, you have fuses underneath here. You can take these off and there are fuses under here. Those aren't blown. I got power, but my starter is just clicking. It's not doing anything. So I have reason to assume it's a starter, but I'm not going to make the same mistake with my fuel pump and install it, and then I can't return it. So I'm going to see if I can do something to test it. But other than that, for me, that's a wrap for this one. I hope that step by step you are able to really understand what you need to do now, get a scope of things. You can grab the exact tools you need versus, you know, I just brought everything because I'm, you know, mobile here. Didn't want to get out here and not have what I needed, but you can grab what you need, which is pretty much 15, 12 deep socket, regular socket, 18 extension, swivel head, impact just in case, PB blaster, swivel ratchet, 15, 13. Yeah, but you can just go down the list and grab exactly what you need and do this. So your 10s, you'll need your 10-inch socket. So we took care of everything there. So that's it. This is the starter I will be putting in, remanufactured, AutoZone. I couldn't wait. Once again, I couldn't wait on my boys at Rock Auto. 196.25 remanufactured starter. I trust Duralast. I trust Duralast. Okay, I've had excellent experiences with Duralast. A lot of my equipment is Duralast. I trust Duralast. And the best part about it is, hey, at the end of the day, if it breaks, y'all, we warranty it and we fix it. Okay. That's what I told my wife. Listen, no need to get bent out of shape. That's life. Things break, we fix it. So that's it for this one. Please like, share, subscribe. I haven't seen an in-depth one like this. People just kind of do shorts and gloss over things. I try to take you through it. I enjoy videos, content where the creator, the mentor takes you through it, and then you can mimic it. But till next time, let me know how yours goes. I guess I might do a quick video update once I'm done, and before I close it, just to let you know if it was to start it up, you know. So I might just do that. But if I don't, do I want to do that? Close it with that? No need to do that. I might do a short or something to let you know if it worked or not. This video is just about how to replace your starter. You see what to do. Again, just reverse it. I'm not going to do anything, but you know, you're going to have different troubles getting it back in, but it's literally you just go in reverse. I can't say that enough. You just go in reverse. Okay. All right, y'all. Unless I get inspired to give you some more, see you on the next one. Yeah. Yo, as always, update. I just tested them. If you don't know how to test them, there's videos on it, but I just used my auxiliary battery. It's fully charged. I'd already charged them, or your main battery. Hooked it up, put negative to negative, positive to positive. You take the negative and you just put it to the body of your starter, and you deposit it. You see where the red came off, you just touch it and it'll activate if the starter is working. I could do it to this one, but I don't want to do it anymore to waste any energy. But it will start. This one started up when I touched it. Well, I don't have a power source. I forgot I just disconnected it. But anyway, yeah, this one jumped on as soon as I touched it, so it's ready to go. It is my starter. I know that without a shadow of a doubt now. So I got a $40 core charge. We will drop this one after I put this safety piece back in here. We will drop this one. Well, actually, I ain't gonna worry about it. You can have it back in the box to be taken back to AutoZone to get my money back. And yeah, we're getting ready to put this bad boy back in. Test your starter. Don't just throw it. Don't just assume that it's dead. Because if I've learned anything, and I can't get this box closed for whatever reason, if I've learned anything in this mechanic game, I learned it from one of my mentors. And I said to him one time, I said, yeah, I just assumed, and he stopped me dead in my tracks. No smile, nothing. He said, never assume. He said, never assume. And so it's just, he was just letting me know, no, you test it. That's why we have diagnosis and troubleshooting, blah, 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 blah. We test. So be sure. That's the mistake I made with the fuel pump. I should have done more due diligence. I was in a rush, in my defense, but yeah, I got a whole fuel pump sitting there. I'm out of $400 that I could have definitely used. I was saving. Well, I actually took it out of my SRT8 Prime fund for to get my engine back. But yeah, it's money I can't get back if I would have just done my due diligence. So I'm just saying, before you slap the new starter in there, grab your pair of jumbo cables, hook it up to your battery, so you have a battery because you have a car, and do what I just showed you. Negative to the body, positive to where you see the positive terminal there. If it kicks on, your starter works. If it does not kick on, it does not work. And it could kick on, but watch for the little flywheel here. If this doesn't spin, then that also can mean that it's broken too. So it might kick on but not spin, which is no good because it's not connecting with the flywheel. But yeah, we are ready to reinstall now, knowing that was our issue of a no crank, no start. I had a crank no start issue, which we solved in the back. You should have seen the previous video for that. And then I had a no crank no start. In here they got a little stop bulletin that talks about if it's crank no start, it's not your starter, and what you can do is burn up your starter. And I think that's what happened to me in trying to get it back started. I think I burned up what was left of that starter. Again, 150,000 miles, and I use it as a daily driver for work every day. This is a start vehicle, and so with all that stopping and starting, that's one thing I do know about these stop start vehicles. The starter gets a lot of work, so you can expect that at 150,000 miles. You can just expect that, especially in this line of work. So yeah, I think that just crapped it out. That just made it bite the bullet, you know what I mean? For all that trying to crank up and no start. So we're gonna put this one back in and we'll be ready to go. VAME. Yo, so let's talk about how to put this starter back up in here. Know where we're facing already. But I'm holding one hand on my camera. I use the Seeger route I told you, right? Oh, let's see if I can zoom in. I use the Seeger route to hold the starter. I'll push the starter. I will just hold the starter in place, and then my right hand, which is holding the camera, I would take it through here. Where is it? Yeah, like right through here, right by the drive shaft there, and you can get to the bolts that way. Very tight fit, but you can get there. And so I would have, try to get you a good angle, but I would have there we go, it's up here. I would have both hands. I would use this hand to find the hole, and I'll use my left hand to hold and to jiggle the starter, if that makes sense. So I have one hand on this side, and then I'll have the other hand on this side. Now I didn't use my tool at all. The tool wasn't helping me out. Now I can use the tool to ratchet these down, but I use my two hands to get the nuts, not the nuts, the screws back into the bell housing and into the starter. Now you can use your tool again, and I don't think I can do it with one hand. But yeah, you know this part. So yeah, now you can just tighten it down. But I want to show y'all that. Forgetting how close I am. These are 41 foot-pounds, by the way, on the torque spec. 41 foot-pounds. Just showing you how easy it is to, once you use two hands, oh, you get the idea. You get the idea. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. I'm gonna put my hand on the thing. That's no good. Come on. I'm just trying to do it one-handed. There we go. This is one-handed, John. Alright. New starter is officially in place. And I got my torque wrench here. Right here. 41 foot-pounds. Yeah, 41 foot-pounds. To torque these down. VAME. Yo, so I want to show you the angle. And there's my can you see my little roach friend right here? Staring me at my damn face. Where is it? It's right over there. There he is. A little roach friend. I use my hand this way, the same way y'all saw me. I'm sitting in front of the engine again. Feet first. Alright, I'll reach my hand this way, put it between those two little gold brackets to reinstall that white bracket there. Right. That little nut that was oh, I can't see. No. That nut that was remember those two? 1 and 2. So that's the way I had to do that. I'm just gonna hand tighten that down, and then we'll hook this back up, push that little red rubber down like we said we would do. Right. Alright. VAME. Yo, so to put this negative stud on, I'm gonna use this little trick, use the deep socket, set the little nut inside. Ooh, almost dropped it. Almost dropped it again. Set the nut inside.
because it's hard to get to with your fingers down there. You can see we're trying to go on that little stud there, and this will help us reach and get. I got my stepping stool so I can get over. I'm losing it. Hold on, where's my stud? Oh, there it is. Because if we drop it, it's gonna be lost. Hope I got it on there. Yeah, I think I got it now. Yeah, there we go. Just a little trick to help get that stud on there without dropping it. You can sit down on the ground and get up there too. And then we're gonna tighten it the same way we took it off. We're gonna take our 18 and tighten it up. VAME. Yo, so got that in. Now I plugged my plug back in, a little connector here, but again I couldn't find the little red tab that I told y'all about. I did not see it. I don't know, it popped off. Again, it clicks on, it will stay on, but that's a little lock that just makes sure that this does not come off. So I'm trying to find, I'm gonna do a little search for it, because you know, it just ensures that does not come loose from your starter. That could give you a weaker connection without it. So let me take a second, see if I can search for it. Yo, so we're putting in the engine mount now. FYI, this has some little locators. Oops. This has some little locators on the edges there, so it'll line up. You ain't gotta worry about lining it up with those circles, because this right here locates it so it can't move. So set the engine mount down. Naturally, we'll grab the brackets and let's see, should I go ahead and start the bolts or keep it mobile? Let's go ahead and start the 2 bolts, just so it doesn't pop out. Well, actually, no. Let's stay as mobile as possible first. All right, let's get this in the right orientation, which is like this. And let's see if I can do this from above. I don't know about one hand, y'all. I don't have a stand here. Let's see how far I can get with one hand. Not very far. You see which way I'm going. Let me pause it, because I can't do this with one hand. Yo, so I think I should have went my first thought maybe and went ahead and bolted that down, put the screws in there for the engine mount. But ultimately all I did was I just pulled this a little bit and I was able to set it right in there. So as you can see, it's gonna be pretty simple. Nothing to it. That in real time, that was like 60 seconds. So yeah, I just set this on top, and now as you can see, we got plenty of space to get this on before we drop the engine down. I'm going to go ahead and put these screws in so this doesn't move anymore. Kind of act as a, not all the way down, I'm just starting them. Act as a little anchor for the bracket. So, oh, I'm not on my stool, hold on. Oh. So, this way it acts as an anchor for the bracket so it don't go nowhere. That Loctite is being stubborn. Alright, that's about where it stops. That's good enough for now. Just getting it started so it won't move anymore. And now we got to get the bracket bolts back in, starting with that bottom one. We're going to start with that bottom one. Which one was it, y'all? Are these the same length? These two are the same length. And the bottom one was on its own, right? Yeah, the bottom one was on its own because the stud is up top and the lengthy one is on the bottom. I had to go back and watch my own video to remember which one which one the long one was on. I think the long one was on the bottom, but anyway, that's we're gonna start with the one that's at the bottom of it because that's the hardest one, and it'll make the other ones easy. So let's get that one in. Bottom. Yo, okay. Change in plan. We're gonna start with this top left one, which is the short one. The long one goes down here. The bracket tells you by its design which one it is. But we're gonna start with this one because it's too, we can't balance it enough to get the bracket enough to get that bottom corner one in. So if we start up here, get this one in, now they're balanced. See, I've got them, they're all now, it's lined up and it's not going anywhere. Well, it'll make it easy to get that screw on the bottom triangle part there. VAME. And this is what I'm talking about. There's our triangle there. All right. Right there. There we go. There's our triangle right here. So now it'll make it easy to get this bolt in and going, because I can only use one hand under here. I have to do everything like this because, you know, it's just not enough space. So that's why I had to do it that way. But now I can reach that easily, and voila. Oh, where we at? I'm not on it, no wonder. I'm talking about voila. Oh, let me let's line that up. See if I got it that time. Yeah. So I'm doing an ab crunch just to get this in here. I'm just holding the crunch. I'm doing a boat hold, military boat hold. But I just want to show you that now. Made that easy to locate because we did that top one to hold it steady first. That makes sense? Alright. Get that torque down. Again, I'm just going to do that hand tight. I'm not going to worry about a torque spec. I'm not going to worry about a torque spec. Hand tight should be enough. Actually, let me take a look at the torque spec just in case so we know what we got here. Bye-bye. Yo, so 50 foot-pounds of torque. This is the torque wrench I'm using. It's 3/4 torque wrench. That's what we're doing. 50 foot-pounds of torque on these bolts. I'll use an extension right there, so on and so forth. 50 foot-pounds. Bye-bye. Yo, something to note. When I was pulling, because you know that little grommet goes back on that stud. When I pulled at it though, it yanked my connector right off. So that little red lock tab is indeed important, but also that's why they've got this one like sitting on that stud to help it stay in place. But yeah, I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. I mean, I don't know where I popped it off to. This is somewhere, but it could be in a nook and cranny, a crevice somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to make a note of that you know that lock tab, this did pull off without that lock tab. Let me get this on here. Yo, engine mounts, 49 foot-pounds, so 50 foot-pounds for the engine bracket bolts, 49 foot-pounds for the engine mounts. It does make a difference. That 1 pound does make a difference, just because it's tight space. So, all right, we are now ready to release our jack. Let's see if our connector stays on. It's all centered, so it should come straight down for that last bolt. That last bolt is a that was like 53 foot-pounds, something like that. Set this down. All right, as you can see, it fell straight back down. That means the operation was a success. Yep, operation was a success. Let me check that little connector, make sure it's staying nice and tidy. Looks like it's gonna be okay. All right, cool. Now I have this nut here.
30 minutes. 3,749
That nut goes on top.
Heart rate 102 beats per
Again,
minute.
that one is like 53. Put that down. Alright, we gotta torque that down with a probably a deep socket on that too. Yo, so moment of truth. Now we will get our compressor back on, and then it's all downhill from there. So what I plan to do is go in reverse. I'm going to put that corner, get that corner. Well, since this one's already in, see if I can get that one started first. If not, I'll try to get this one started first. But these two top will hold it in place. Tough part is obviously just balancing it while getting it located. I can't do it with two hands, unfortunately. So, but I'm just gonna take it. Y'all saw how we took it out, so I'm just gonna maneuver it back in there and get it going and let y'all know how it goes. Bummer. Yo, happy to say that was actually extremely easy. Easier to put it back than it was to take it out. So that was very, very easy. Like I said, just underhanded, one arm to hold it up, and then use the screw that was already, you know, in there. Like I said, grab that one and screw that one, and as you can see, I just got to tighten them down now, and then we'll get the other ones in there. And I'll be back. Bye. Yo, the compressor bolts to engine block are only 18 foot-pounds, so pretty much just hand tight. Your hand does about 20 to 25 foot-pounds easy, so about just hand tight. Now we got to put the studs in, and yeah, get the you know what I forgot? I think I just forgot the bracket.
I think I forgot to put that bracket. Oh no, I didn't. I think the stud will hold that one. Let me see. Let's see. I think the stud will actually hold that one in place. Let's see. Yeah. Those two. The stud's gonna hold that one in place. Yeah, I was hoping I didn't. Hoping I didn't mess up, and it was supposed to be over there on this side. But we're good. Stud will hold it in place. So we gotta get those two studs in with our star, and the little nut will hold that in. VAME. Yo, compressor. I can't remember what that nut goes to. Somebody help me remember. Let's get the harness back on here. There we go. And keep it back on here. Alright. Let's put this back on here. Like so. And again, move slow with these clips because they're plastic. Wait till you hear it click. Yeah, hear that click. And then put that red tab. We lost one. Alright, I can't reach the red tab from here anymore, so that's for sure. Hopefully it won't give us any trouble, man. I really hope that doesn't give us any trouble. I will keep an eye on it. Because so you get another, if I find that tab, I'll have to find a way to get it back on there. Now we can rebolt this so it don't move. Okay. Stubborn little tin. There we go. Should started. I'll do with that tin. There it is. Okay. It's not moving anymore. I'm going to put our belt back on. I don't know what this nut goes to. And let's go ahead and drop this down. How about that? Let's go ahead and drop you back down. Let's go ahead and hook you back up. Do know where you go. Our little connector here. Okay, get you back locked in. Got my glove. Alright. Locking. I don't want you locking that model. Oh, my battery's at 15%, y'all. 15%. Go ahead and put this in. Okay. We go here. Still recording. And we just got to get the belt back on, which I need to remember.
I have no idea where that nut goes to. Where do you go, little guy? You were holding something down. What were you holding down? I put everything back. Bottom one is in. The bracket is down. I think this goes to. No, I can't go to that one. I don't know where this goes, y'all. I forgot. I don't remember detaching anything else. I have to remember if I detached something else. This goes up here, right? I don't remember detaching anything else, y'all. Okay, let me get the belt back on. Yo, EloHEMI here. I didn't feel like I did a great close on the starter, so I want to close with how I would price a repair like this. Because that gives you an idea of the labor involved and the time involved, right? You're trying to wrap your head around a project like this. But you gotta remember, first of all, there's two different types. First you have to remember there's two different types of Durangos. Alright, you have all-wheel drive, 3 technically 4x4, or you got the two-wheel, which is the I feel like I'm forgetting the actual name, but like an RT where your power comes from the back, right? So basically you'll have 2 CV axles in the back, and you don't have any CV axles up front or a trans case. That trans case is what makes it difficult to get to the starter on the all-wheel drive. So your labor, and there's other tactics like removing the steering column, that might work for the rear wheel drive or the front wheel drive. Well, actually no, not the front wheel, would be like the all-wheel. I don't know if they make a front wheel drive Durango, I have no idea. But that work is going to be less if you have a rear wheel drive versus an all-wheel drive, because that CV axle is in the way. So for the all-wheel drive, this is for the 2017 Dodge Durango GT all-wheel drive 3.6 liter Pentastar. Because also your Hemis are actually easier to get to as well. So you got to know what you're dealing with. A lot of people don't make those distinctions. Nice truck. See what I show y'all this truck. A lot of people don't make those distinctions. He's driving too slow. He's driving way too slow. Damn, brother. Slowing down. Y'all can see it in my rear view right there. Nice ass truck. Slow it. But you can make this distinction. So here's what I would charge for a starter replacement. You got my cruise on. We'll charge you $300 for the starter. I'm gonna go through Rock Auto. If you're or remanufactured. If you're pressed for time, then we're gonna be $500. Y'all know how that goes. But $300 for the starter. That involves me going to get the starter. So that's gas.
the know-how fee, right? And the tools and the know-how fee, the wisdom fee. I'm gonna charge an hour and 30 minutes to put it back together. So that's 3 hours labor. Again, remember there's different Durangos. This is the all-wheel drive. So 3 hours labor is what I'm gonna charge. We're at $600. Wisdom and know-how, $700. Tools that I need, everything, $100, $800. I would charge at least $800 for this repair. I think that's fair, and I'm telling you, if y'all do want to, and that's removing the compressor, removing the engine mount by lifting the engine, and then getting to the starter. Again, variables, rusted bolts, blue out. I think that's fair on my back. Again, if you have a lift, I would knock $100 off of that with the lift. But I've been sore now. It took me 10 hours. Now the 10 hours to do this project. Now the 10 hours was me away from home. Had to transfer my tools away from home on the street, literally. On my back, recording a video that y'all can see here on the channel. So it was, understand all those variables, it was a slower process, okay? So if I just did it directly, and I was doing it on 3 hours of sleep. I had 3 hours of sleep, been up all day, so a lot of variables there, but I think with my wits about me, and that was my first time doing it. Now that I know how to do it, I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I need. I would say 3 hours is fair. If you do this project, happy to lift the engine like you're supposed to. I didn't remove the exhaust, by the way. That would be another way of doing this. I'm not sure if that's harder. I haven't done it. But moving the compressor, raising the engine, removing the engine mounts, and going through that way, on your back, don't forget, on your back, that's 3 hours, man. Somebody saying they did this an hour 15 with that method, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You're lying. You're just capping to sound good on the internet. This thing is tedious. It's tedious. Again, this is not an intermediate level thing. This is a seasoned thing. It really is. Like me after the fact, you hear me say in the video, I'm like, it's not that bad. But I've been working on engines for a while now. I've been lifting, I just know the process. So that's my 2 cents. And yeah, I will catch y'all on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you all. Oh, I thought I was gonna take the wrong turn here, but I got it right. And I'll see y'all on the next one. EloHEMI, your Elohim. Pew!